The men who helped O'Neill win the double could be heading for the exit after reports that contract talks with two key backroom staff have stalled. We have also got Celtic's interim chairman making a striking admission about the board's mistakes last season, a forgotten £5 million signing sending a message to the new manager, and a former Celtic striker scoring a World Cup winner on his international debut. Let's get into it, but first make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Didier Agat has spoken openly about Martin O'Neill ahead of the manager's new chapter at Celtic, and the picture he paints is a fascinating one. Agat is not just any former player giving an opinion from the outside. He lived it. He arrived from Hibernian for just £50,000 in the year 2000 and quickly became one of the most important players in O'Neill's side, winning 7 trophies and becoming a firm fan favourite during some of the most memorable years in the club's recent history. He then followed O'Neill to Aston Villa when the manager left. That tells you everything about the relationship between the two men. Speaking to the Celtic Way, Agat described what it was like trying to read O'Neill day to day. He said, "It's very difficult to understand the man himself. We tried to understand the manager all the time to see if he's angry or not. Martin hides everything, you don't know him really. But one thing I know about him is every time at Sunday at 9 p.m, I went to the church and he was there. He was at the church. So I know he was a fervent Catholic at the time. So I believe that deep inside he's got principles. So probably the man management for him was also part of him. The player to consider the kit man to the cleaner to the chef in the restaurant the same way. You're not bigger than them. Then because of this, he managed to put everyone together in the club. And it's why he's very good at winning, because he gives the belief to everyone who is around him." That last line is the one that matters most heading into next season. The ability to make every single person in a football club feel valued, from the star player to the man who irons the kits, is one of the rarest qualities in management. It creates a culture, and culture wins things. Agat saw it happen firsthand at Celtic Park in the early 2000s, and supporters are hoping to see it happen again. Now for the main story, as a significant problem has emerged behind the scenes at Celtic, with reports that contract talks with Sean Maloney and Mark Fotheringham have stalled, raising real concerns about whether the backroom team that delivered the double will be intact when the new season begins. Both men were absolutely central to O'Neill's success during the title run-in and the Scottish Cup campaign. Maloney in particular was carrying responsibilities well beyond his original remit. He stepped into the chaos of last season not once, but twice, doing the work of multiple people across coaching, player development, and operational duties, and the results speak for themselves. Journalist Mark Guidi has shed light on the situation, and his assessment is damning for the club. Speaking to Record Sport, he said, "Sean Maloney and Mark Fotheringham have every right to protect themselves. Maloney has been doing about 7 different jobs for the last 6 months and needs to get his role nailed down. He also needs to know what his future looks like at Parkhead. He was brought back as the Pathways manager, which is the kind of job that could be for life. There's no way he can deal with all of that again, or if he's even asked, then he's entitled to ask for a few quid for doing the job of at least 3 people." On Fotheringham, Guidi was equally direct, saying, "Fotheringham also deserves some kind of stability. The coach dropped everything to answer Maloney's call twice in the space of weeks last season. If he's going back in full time, there has to be some sort of plan for him. A 1-year contract might suit O'Neill at 74 years old, but it certainly doesn't for a young man who might have to up sticks." In other news, Celtic's interim chairman Brian Wilson has made a rare and honest public admission about the board's role in last season's turmoil following the official confirmation of Martin O'Neill as permanent manager. Wilson spoke to Celtic TV, covering everything from the appointment to the upcoming transfer window and the relationship between the board and the support. The part of the interview that has cut through most is his direct acknowledgement that mistakes were made at the top of the club. He said, "Time and time again I have said, other colleagues have said mistakes were made last season, that the board made mistakes, individuals made mistakes, all of that has been admitted. But everyone has to look at themselves about their role in the earlier parts of last season. And the lesson is that division doesn't work. Division is bad for the team, it's bad for the club, and ultimately it's bad for success and what we all want to share in. So let's not have repetitions of that. Nobody's ever going to be united in praise of boards or managers, probably, or anyone else. But let these divisions take place outside of the stadium, and let's have the unity that undoubtedly helped the team over the line in the end last season. Celtic fans rarely hear a board member hold their hands up. The protest during the Stuttgart game, the fans' collective campaign to delay season ticket renewals, the frustration that boiled over publicly on multiple occasions during the season, all of that came from a support who felt the board had failed them. For Wilson to come out and say the board made mistakes is unusual and will be noted, but as with the backroom staff story, words need to be followed by action. The transfer window opens in 3 days. In other news, Michel-Ange Balikwisha has sent a quiet but well-timed message to Martin O'Neill, posting a video of himself training alone in Celtic gear on his Instagram story on the very same day the manager was officially confirmed. Whether the timing was deliberate or not, it landed well. Before pre-season has even started, Balikwisha was already at the facility putting the work in. His first season at Celtic did not go the way anyone had hoped. He arrived from Royal Antwerp for around £5 million with a decent reputation attached, but never got going at the club. In the league, he played just 236 minutes, and across all competitions he managed 14 appearances and 2 assists. It was not enough to judge him fairly, and it is not enough to write him off either. Because before Celtic, Balikwisha had shown real quality. At Antwerp, he scored 30 goals and registered 17 assists in 145 appearances, playing in the Champions League and Europa League. He has been around high-level football. He has produced at a good level. Celtic simply never got the best of him. One argument worth considering is whether he has been played in the wrong position. He does not profile as a traditional wide forward. He looks more comfortable cutting inside, linking play and operating centrally. At Antwerp towards the end, he was used as an attacking midfielder and looked sharper for it. If Celtic are losing Benjamin Nygren this summer, that central creative space opens up and Balikwisha could yet be worth another look. Lastly, Oh Hyung-yu has made a brilliant start to the World Cup, scoring the winning goal on his international debut as South Korea beat Mexico 2-1 in their opening group game. The former Celtic striker came off the bench in the 70th minute with his side trailing. He helped South Korea level before finishing from a cross by Hwang In-beom to seal the victory and send the South Korean supporters in the ground into absolute delirium. It was a special moment for a player who had to be patient to get his chance. At Celtic, he arrived in January 2023 with genuine promise, but could never dislodge Kyogo Furuhashi as first choice, which limited him to a supporting role throughout his time at Parkhead. Brendan Rodgers eventually sent him to Genk in the summer of 2024. Since then, the numbers have been excellent. That's all the latest Celtic news for today. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and drop a comment below with your thoughts. I'll see you in the next one. Hail, hail.